This is an example of a Google tour that was made by one of my students in the spring. That was the first semester that I tried out Google Tour Builder as it's new. You can see up here in the left-hand corner it says beta. So this is a Google Earth experiment. This is something that is not very old. It's might still have a few kinks if it's beta and they're trying it out, but we enjoyed using it. It was something different and something to explore as a possibility to use in your classroom. So I want to highlight a few points in this Google tour so that you can see it. You can play around with it on your own. And I just want to talk through a few things here, and I'll try to keep this video short. So you see down the left-hand side that all of the points that are on here on the map, or place marks, are also show up down the left-hand side. So I can click through them. You see my map moves to that place and so forth. So I could go through them if I wanted to. I'm going to show you how to view it in other ways too, but that's one way I could go through it. I can go through it this way, where it says next, and play it that way if I want to. No right or wrong way, either way is fine. If you look here in the middle, you'll see that there's a picture. There is some text that was included by the student. Same if I go next, I see a picture, I see some text, I see a question. So something for the students to think about as they're going through the trip. And I see a link. So if I click on this link, it's going to take me somewhere else. So maybe an extension of what they saw at this part of the tour, or just something that adds to it or gives more of an explanation, has a video. There's so many ways you could use an external link within this. So I like the way that the student created the Google tour by having some information for the students to read so they get an understanding of what they're viewing, having a question. You can decide how you want the students to answer the question. It might be that they have, this is science, so maybe they have a science journal where they write the answers to the questions, or maybe you have some kind of graphic organizer / worksheet for the students to fill out. At this point, we're probably thinking of a hypothetical classroom, so you can make it however you want to make it. But I like that there are questions because that guides their thinking. What should they be thinking about as they're viewing? And then other things they might do. Now this one you see zoomed in. So when I went to the place marker, it automatically zoomed in and I can look around. So you might say to your student, you might have an instruction page near the introduction where you say, zoom in and look around. What do you see? Maybe you write that in this section. Make sure you drop down and she did. Drop into the map and explore the landscape. So she's telling them, don't just look at the map as is, but look around. Let's see. What do we see on here? This is a place we probably wouldn't be able to go on an actual field trip. So if I hit next, it takes me to another spot. I can read what she's written. There's a question, and she's also included a video for them to watch. So if I were to click on this, it would take me to a video. Now you do have the option over here of this little guy. If you've ever used Google Maps, if you bring him over here, it'll drop into Street View. Now when you pick him up, it should, all the blue marks should highlight to show where you could drop him. So it looks like you could drop him on the, maybe the north side of this volcano where she has the place marker. And I don't know, maybe it's over there. so we can play around with it. If we exit that, we could try it again. Maybe over here too, if it's a different one. So you could give instructions about where you want them to drop their little guy. Also how to exit Street View. Maybe you create a video like this for them, or you model it in your classroom. But that's what this does. So I get my guy, and anywhere in this blue highlighted spot, I should be able to drop him. So notice if I drag him into this area that's not blue, I can't drop him there. But I can drop him in places that are blue. I can also zoom in, and so you might encourage them to do that, where they can zoom in to the spot, and let's see if I pick him up. So see, there you see those little blue spots. I bet if I drop him there, then I can see, and then I can see the view. There is also the ability to have multiple pictures, which she did, and I'll show you how to do that in a different video. Again, questions. One thing I like about some of her questions is that they encourage thought. So try not to make your questions too much about getting a right or wrong answer, but maybe question that they read what you've written, they kind of look around, they apply it to what they've been learning in class, and they have to explain something or compare, or something that's going to be a little bit more of a higher level thinking task than just recalling information. So here she includes a link to pictures. Again, she's telling them drop into the map, look around. How's it different from volcanoes in Hawaii that they just visited? So that's exactly what I want you to do. And I'm going to in the next video, I'm going to show you how to do that. But I want you to travel around, hitting certain things depending on what your topic is. Hers was science and landforms and volcanoes, and I don't remember the exact content standards, but I think you can get an idea from what you see in here. So she traveled around to different volcanoes around the world. She gives them information, so you might have to do a little bit of research to gather some information. Gives some questions, might have a link or two or a video for them to watch, and allows them to explore. Really, we want to focus on exploration because it's a field trip. So the next video that I give you, I'll show you how to do these things. In the meantime, make sure you're looking at the different examples to see what you might want to do.